السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتون إلا وأنتم مسلمون. إن خير حديث كتاب الله وخير حج محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر أمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اغتنم خمسة قبل خمسة. We praise Allah the Almighty. We believe in Him. We trust Allah. We bear witness that there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah. And we bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Allah's slave, His servant, His last messenger. Brothers and sisters, so often I hear a Muslim say to another Muslim, Hayakumullah. Hayakumullah. May Allah give you long life. What a dua. What a magnificent dua. The good news is that we're living longer than we ever lived before. In the United States, it's predicted by the year 2050, 88 million Americans will be 65 or more. 18 million will be 85 or more. We're living longer. But today I want to put some perspective on getting older. In the Musnad of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Ibn Abbas said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لرجل وهو يعظه. The Prophet said to a man, and he was giving him admonition, اغتنم خمس قبل خمس. This famous hadith, you all know it. He said to this man, take advantage. Take advantage of 5 things before 5. And the one I'm going to focus on the most, shababaka qabla haramika. Your youth before your old age. Take advantage of it. The topic of this khutbah, you may not even agree with it. This is the topic of my khutbah. Nobody wants to be old. You say what you want to say, you say the right thing. I'm not saying we don't accept it. We accept old age because it's part of the qadr of Allah. We accept it. But nobody wants to be old, and I'm going to prove it from Sharia. Nobody wants to be old. Every time a brother comes to me and say, Imam, I want to get married, I say, we got some good sisters. We have a lot of good sisters. And everybody asks the same question, how old is she? How old, Imam? And if the sister is too old, the brother said, no, Imam, I want someone younger. He himself, he could be 100 years old. He wants a younger sister. I want to spend time on the first one, and the second one, he said, Sihyatika qabla saqamika. Your health before your, sickness. Because you know what? If you're a human being, you're going to get sick. Somewhere along the line, you're going to get sick. And this is why Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said, وَإِذَا مَرَدْتُ فَهُوَ يَشْفِينِي. And when I'm sick, it is Him, Allah, who heals me. غِنَاكَ قَبْلَ فَقْرِكَ. غِنَاكَ, your wealth before your poverty. How often you see our senior citizens and they tell you, I'm on a fixed income. They don't make the money they used to make. I'm on a fixed income. I don't have that much money. So the Prophet is saying, take advantage now of your wealth. Now, when you look at the hadith, everything is relative. So, if you are 90 years old, you should still take advantage of being 90 before you're 100, or 100 before you are over 100, and so forth and so on. It's relative. You may not have a lot of money, but you have some money now. You can give in sadaqah, you can spend in the way of Allah. So you should take advantage of what you have now before there come a time when you don't have. Faragaka qabla shugulika. Take advantage of your free time before you become busy. Remember when you were young and you had all the time in the world and you played and you played. I remember going to Lincoln Terrace Park in the summertime when I was like 15 years old. I would go there 5 o'clock in the morning and stay to midnight playing basketball. All the time in the world. Yes. Take advantage of your wealth before your poverty. And then he said, take advantage of your life. Hayataka qabla mautika. Take advantage of your life before your death. This is what we want to talk about, and I'm going to just focus on the first two, inshallah. What do you mean, Imam Siraj, no one likes to get old? The proof of it is what Allah said in the Quran. وَمَن نُعْمِرْهُ نُنَقِّصْهُ فِي الْخَلْقِ أَفَلَا يَعْقِلُونَ. And whomever we give long life, you want long life. You want to be like Japan. Japan is the #1 nation with the highest life expectancy. Life expectancy of Japan, 84 years old. Average. Average woman in Japan, life expectancy, 87 years. United States, we're 34th on the list. Life expectancy, 79 years old. So Allah says, whomever we give long life, we reverse in nature. Don't they understand? You all may not know, you youngsters. You may not know it yet. But when you get older, things begin to happen. Is there a Isa Abuna here? Says your wife is having contractions. If he's here, he should go, inshallah. You know, they tell me, I don't know from personal experiences, that when you get older, you start to forget things. You don't remember like you used to remember, which is more difficult. I read about a young boy, 3 years old, became Hafiz al-Quran. Isn't that something? 3 years old, Hafiz al-Quran. Are you more impressed with that or impressed with the 86-year-old woman who became Hafiz al-Quran? Which one are you more impressed with? Because there's something about getting old, you slow down, not as fast as you used to be. You can be the best basketball player in the world, you can be Michael Jordan, but at some point you're going to have to retire. All of them, they go down the same road. However great they are, sooner or later they're going to have to retire. Because they call it Father Time, catch up with you. It's the way it is, you get older. And you know what? It's by design. It's by design. Usually when you get older and you get sicker, your eyes are not as strong as they used to be. You're not as lively as used to be. And you know what? It's by design. Allah created that. So Allah mentioned that He created us and dafa, created us weak. And then quwwah. Oh, I see the young boys and girls, running down the street. Remember how it used to be when you used to run down the street? You remember? And then after the quwwah, again, weakness. Why? By design. So I'm reading a dua of the Prophet ﷺ, and I believe in reading his dua, and he made this dua that made me think. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min harami. I seek refuge with you from being old. So, why? One of the companions, he said, Ya Rasulullah, you make so many dua. I can't remember all of them. He said, say this. Allahumma inni as'aluka min khayri mas'alaka minhu nabiyuka Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Oh Allah, I ask for all the good that the Prophet asked for. I'm covered. And then he said, A'udhu bika min sharri masta'adha bika nabiyuka Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I seek refuge with you from all of the bad things that the Prophet sought refuge from. So I didn't understand why he said ask Allah to seek protection from being old. I didn't know why he said that, but I said it. So this is my dua for us. Allahumma inni na'udhuka min min harami. I seek refuge with Allah from being old, all of us. I ask myself, why he make this dua? Allahu alam. But I can say this. If I ask each one of you, who built the Kaaba? You say, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wa salam and his son Ismail. If I said I want you to picture Ibrahim building the Kaaba, have in your mind Ibrahim building the Kaaba. Now we're studying the Quran and the Sunnah. First thing we note in Hadith, Abraham circumcised himself with an axe at the age of 80. I was speaking to one of the brothers from Egypt the other day. He said, Imam, we have a new brother who just took Shahada. Should I tell him that he got to circumcise? I said, you have to tell him, but don't tell him today. He took Shahada today, so oh, you got to circumcise. But you have to. You have to do it. He said in Egypt, I think Alexandria, he said there's a barber who used to do all the circumcisions. I said, for real? The barber? He said, yeah, zip. He said, he told me, he said, Imam, he did millions of them. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. So if anyone want a plane ticket to Egypt, let me know. So I'm thinking about Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. You know what, brothers? There's always exceptions. There's always exceptions. If you study the Quran, you see there's always exceptions. Abraham had a son, Ismail. You know how old he was? Most commentators say he was 86 years old. And when he had Ishaq, he was 100. So now I'm doing some figuring. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam leaves Hagar and Ismail. He goes away. He comes back when Ismail's about 13. 86, 96, 97, 98, 98, 98 years old. And he's 13 years old. And why are you coming? I saw in a dream that I should sacrifice you. Do what you're commanded to do. He goes away again. He comes back, Ismail's married. How many more years you want to add? How many more years you want to add? And then Ismail divorces his wife, he gets married again. Ibrahim comes back again. How long? How many years you want to add? And he goes away. And he comes back. And the relationship with Ismail alayhi salam, Ibrahim, remarkable. Listen to what Ibrahim said. They hugged each other first. This is Bukhari hadith. They hugged each other. And Ibrahim said, Allah has given me a commandment. Amrin. Allah has given me a commandment. You know what Ismail said? Fasna ma amaraka rabbuka. Do what your Lord say do. Abraham don't say what it is. Do what your Lord say do. And then Ibrahim, listen to where he do it. He says, will you help me? Still don't tell him what it is. He said, yes, I'll help you. And then he said, Allah has ordered me to build his house, the Kaaba. So here Ismail helping his father build the Kaaba. How old is Ibrahim? 112, 114 years old? Old. Zachariah asked me dua that Allah would give him a child. Zachariah is old, got gray hair. He's old, but Allah gives him a child. So there's always exceptions. So I'm saying that if the Prophet said, oh Allah, I seek refuge with you from old age, then we seek refuge with Allah from old age. Maybe because we make dua, the effects of old age may not touch us. Allah knows best. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Brothers and sisters, I want to remind you that next week, inshallah, I think Saturday night you turn the clocks ahead. So Jummah next week will be 1:30. He said, and Uthman, he mentioned this hadith in the janazah last week. We had Brother Muhammad from Bangladesh who died, and he mentioned this same hadith that I mentioned now. By the way, alhamdulillah, I'm happy to see Uthman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him shafa'ah, make his back strong and take away the pain, and make it easy for him and give him quick shafa'ah. Now, I want to just take a few minutes with this last one. I want to talk about, I talked about the youth, and then the second one, the health. He said, take advantage of your siha, your good health. Good health is relative. There's a brother in this masjid, he said, Imam, I take about 30 pills every day. There's many of you take pills every day because of some kind of ailment. I went for Hajj. When I went to Hajj, I saw so many pilgrims, you know, with their grandfathers and their mothers and fathers, and pushing them on wheelchairs and trying to help them to make the Hajj. Better to make the Hajj when you're young and strong and healthy, but if you can't, but mashallah, alhamdulillah, you want to do it now. You want to hurry up because we're on a clock. It's ticking. Yeah, the clock is ticking. You know what, Sheikh Uthman, I started thinking about sickness. And wallahi, it hit me like a ton of bricks. We make no true estimate of the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have no idea how great Allah is, and I'll give you an example. What I'm going to say, I know is going to sound strange to some of you. But if you give me a few minutes, if you think about it, you'll agree with me. I've come to realize that sickness is a tremendous barakah from Allah. Sickness is a tremendous barakah from Allah. Sickness is a great blessing from Allah. I'll prove it to you. A few weeks ago, I was in Long Island. We did a fundraiser for a Muslim school in Long Island called the Crescent School. And they were trying to raise money for this school. A Muslim sister, doctor, she wrote a check for $100,000. And I started thinking, I said, subhanallah. I found out that according to some research, 10% of the doctors in U.S. are Muslims. 10% of the doctors in U.S. Muslim. Here's a doctor that goes to school for years. 4 years plus 4 years, another 3 years residency, many years. Some of them become specialists, cardiologists. They ain't just regular doctors, they're specialists. Some become specialists in the eye. And you know what? I read the 10 wealthiest doctors in the world. One of them worth $18 billion. He got most of his work, his money, in the medical field, and then he invested it. All those doctors around the world, the only reason that they work, they get money, they get paid, is because people are sick. How could you, doctor, be arrogant when you get your money, because Allah has allowed people to get sick. People get sick, they need a doctor. Not only that, I'm studying now, searching all the hospitals in America. Some 34 million people go to the emergency room a year. 34 million. Look at these buildings that were built, hospitals. Why? Because somebody's sick. Pharmaceutical industry. How much money they make? Because people are sick. Go drive and see how many pharmacies we have. Go look at the hospitals. The construction industry had to build the hospitals, jobs for so many people. Jobs because people are sick. How many nurses? Millions of nurses. Why? Because people are sick. People go to the psychiatrist, the psychologist. Why? People are sick. The barakah in sickness. And I'm not even finished there. The Prophet, he said, alayhi salatu wasalam, you know the hadith. Haqqul muslimi ala Muslim comes. The right of a Muslim, of another Muslim, is 5. You have to visit those who are sick. You want barakah? I give you barakah. The Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, said, no Muslim who visits another Muslim in the morning, illa salla alayhi sab'una alfa malikin hatta umsiyah. What? Are you kidding me? You go visit someone in the morning and the angels pray for you. 70,000 angels pray for you until the evening. And if you go visit someone in the evening, 70,000 angels pray for you until the morning. Are you kidding me? The barakah in sickness. I give you one more. You know the hadith. I mentioned this hadith before. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, he said to Ata'a ibn Abi Rabah, a tabi'in, Ala urika imra'atan min ahli Jannah? Do you want me to show you a woman from the Jannah? Qala bala. Qultu bala. I said yes, of course. Hadhihi mar'atu, this black woman who had epilepsy. She had what? Epilepsy. She's what? She's sick. And she went to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, said, to make dua for me, I'm sick. Nobody wants to be sick. Make dua for me that Allah heal me. He said, in shitti sabirti walakil jannah. If you wish, be patient. Allah give you jannah. So if you have sickness, I don't say sickness is a gate to Jannah, but being patient with sickness can give us Jannah. You don't lose. And I tell you the last thing about being sick. When you get sick, anybody would tell you really get sick, you depend more upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You do. Wallahi, you do. I've been there, I know. I know the level of my iman when I was sick. I know it. I know for a fact. That's just the way it is. There's barakah in being sick. So brothers and sisters, I conclude. If you have like a little bit of money, spend it in the way of Allah. Spend it now. I asked myself the question in my conclusion, why Allah reversed, when we get older, He reversed us. I got it. Stop you from being arrogant. Stop you from being arrogant. A friend of mine, I know him. Salim, you know him. His name was Akbar. He got older and he got a sickness that caused him to lose his short-term memory. His long-term memory good. So we had a program and I hadn't seen him for years. He said, Imam Siraj, Allah Akbar. He hugged me and we talked. And he went and sat down. And about 20 minutes later, he said, Imam Siraj, Allahu Akbar, he hugged me. And he did that all night long. 5, 6 different times. Because that's the way Allah is. He's like that. You know, when that baby is born, that baby is so dependent upon mother. It can hardly see. The baby can see only enough to see the mother's breast. That's all the baby can see. Total dependence upon mother. And that baby comes out of the womb knowing nothing. Can't even talk, nothing. And then so the mother, she trains it, she feeds it. Even the baby don't even know how to go to the bathroom. So the mother has to clean the baby. The mother has to put the baby to sleep. The mother has to birth the baby. The baby is totally dependent upon the mother. Allah created us like that, weak, we know nothing. And then the baby begins to get older and stronger, and now the baby got some lip for the mother and lip for the father. How dare you? Allah is my witness. My mother, alhamdulillah, she's alive today. If my mother wanted to whip me, I would stay there and let her whip me. I would never go against my mother, never. And I see these youngsters are hitting their parents and talking smart to their parents. Are you crazy? Total different world. So that baby is so dependent. And then so as the baby grows up, they're teaching the baby, mama, dada, abu, ummi, and he's teaching the baby how to talk, and then all of a sudden, now the baby learns how to talk, and now the baby curses at his parents. Then they get strong. And maybe even they become rich. Donald Trump became rich. But he inherited from his father. They say up to $200 million, Allah knows best. But did you know that his father had Alzheimer's disease for 6 years of his life? Had no idea what he was doing, where he was. So our parents, they're getting older now. It's a test for us. I was in Oklahoma City. A brother from Bangladesh, he picked me up from the airport. He said, Imam Siraj, you know, I want to tell you about my father. My father is elderly. He said, in our culture, our old parents stay with us. I love that. Looking after the parents. And my father told me, I was working in the bank, and my father said, you know what? I can't take any money from you. I know you're going to take care of me, but I can't take money from you because your money is haram. And he said, subhanallah, because my father said that, I changed, and I let that go and got a job that is not haram. But our parents, they get old. Oh, I hear people say things about their parents is unbelievable. Oh, when you gonna die? You still alive? When you gonna die? The disrespect that they have for parents, and maybe you go to Jannah for taking care of your parents. So now you become strong, and you this and you that. You so busy, and you so bad, and you so tough, and you all of that. And you are arrogant, and all of a sudden, Allah does it nice and gradually. So, I got gray hair here. And then another gray hair. And then another gray hair. And you forget this, and you forget that. Until you get to the point that you just like, they call it the second childhood. By design, Allah designed it that way. You lose it. After having known so much, you lose it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give Sheikh Hassan long life and healthy life. But there are many people who the ayahs of Quran, they get older, they lose it, they lose hadith, they lose their memory, they lose everything. Allah does it that way. He humbles you. Now you can hardly walk. You have to walk with a cane. You have to walk with a walker. You have to go in a wheelchair. That's the way it is. Why? Imagine Pharaoh, if he was allowed to live long enough to see him deteriorate. So we seek refuge with Allah from the old age and the effects of old age. Brothers and sisters, again, please do not forget those that are sick. Go visit them, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you and them. I was in they call it Northern Virginia, years ago at a banquet. I finished with this. And a brother came to me and said, Imam Siraj, please make dua. There's a brother in the hospital. Please make dua for him. I said, where is the hospital? He says, here in Washington, D.C. I said, after the program, let's go. So not only did I make dua, I went to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, they said, Imam Siraj is here to see you. He said, Imam Siraj? He said, yes, Imam Siraj. He said, to see me? He said, yes. You should have seen his face. You should have seen his face. A visit. Following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, what that did to him. Another brother in Schenectady, we drove there. And when the brother saw me, literally he grabbed me, he cried and wouldn't let me go. He wouldn't let me go. So please go visit the sick. And if we're negligent sometimes, forgive us for being negligent. We want you to make dua for our elderly, those who are sick. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to heal them, give them swift healing. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته الذين من قبلنا ربنا لا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واغفر عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين والحمد لله رب العالمين.